Hello and welcome to Oglear Adventures. I'm Cresta and I'm glad you're here today. I don't know about you, but when it's January and it's so cold outside and the snow is falling and the roads are frozen, I can't help but think about gardening. I get excited about it. When the seed catalogs start coming in, all I want to do is start ordering seeds and planting my garden and dreaming about the time that I can get out there, get my hands in the dirt, and start making things grow. Before I get to that point though, I have to deal with the reality of what has happened over the past year. In case you didn't watch a previous video where I explained why I was not participating in the Three Rivers Challenge this year, I had 5 surgeries in 2023 and I spent most of the year recovering. I tried to get a garden going. I started seeds. I had every intention of having a full garden, but life told me otherwise. My body told me otherwise, and I had to kind of give that up. So didn't get to harvest anything except for a few green beans and a few tomatoes pretty much. So this year, however, I am planning on doing a full garden again, but I am going to take it slow. I am going to be kind of changing things around, starting with using some actual raised beds instead of just the raised rows that I had before with wood left over from our forest as sides to those beds that I was creating. Didn't work out the greatest. The wood is rotting and extra bug pressure and that kind of thing. So I'm changing things around. So I'm going to show you my new plan for the growing season for this year, 2024. And I'm also going to be a little vulnerable and show you the wreck that my seed room has become. My husband calls it my seed room. I call it my greenhouse room. And it is a disaster, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm also going to show you my very disorganized seed organization right now, because after I planted seeds, they didn't get put back into the organizers before I had another surgery. So everything's just kind of a jumbled up mess in a box right now, and I'll show you what that looks like and do a little bit of organizing and write out some plans. So what I really want to focus on is getting this seed room, greenhouse room, and my seed organization back to a state of usability, because at this point, none of it is usable. It's all just a disaster. So that's what I'm going to show you. So let's get started. Right here, we're about ready to enter a scary zone. This is going to be greenhouse room, seed room, conservatory. However, at this point it is completely unfinished. It is a work in progress. It is right now a place where I dump all of my empty pots and my cardboard that I use for making my garden beds in the spring when it's actually time to do gardening things. But I need to get my tiny little mini greenhouse out of here so I can get my onion seeds and my Lysianthus seeds and my Gerbera daisy seeds started, as well as my chives. So I'm gonna have to take you in there and show you. I do have plans for this room. It is going to be marvelous, but right now it is a hot mess. So just be warned. And I absolutely deserve all the comments, but just know that it's a work in progress. It will be fixed, and it just isn't yet because we have so many other projects with this house that it is low on the priority list, unfortunately. Here we go. Oh yes, and the Alfred Hitchcock horror movie music starts playing. So if you can notice right up at the top there that there are some open spaces. So right above us is our deck. And the deck is lovely and it's great and it's fun and it's awesome to have, especially during the summertime when we have, the little fireplace going on out there and we can watch the cows out in the pasture and watch the chickens, and I can admire my garden from afar, and we have the barbecues up there and everything. But the roof to this needs to be replaced. There is, I should say, some dry rot going on over here. And so we're going to have to fix all of that. So that part, the roof and the dry rot issues have to be taken care of before I can do anything with this room. But if you look at the bones of this room, it's actually quite amazing. So we've got windows on 3 sides. This window over here, or this wall of windows, I should say, is a south-facing wall. So I'm gonna have plenty of light in here, and the windows all open up. Some of the screens need to be replaced. This door right here, it actually goes into my unfinished bedroom right now. We are going to replace sliders and put a French door in there, and then it'll step out here into this disaster right now. So basically what's been happening since I got all of my seeds out into the garden last spring and summer, I have just literally been using this to dump cardboard boxes, as you can see, because I use the no dig method. So I put cardboard down first, and then I put compost on top of it. And my empty seed pots, which range in everything from trays to pots to peat pots to red Solo cups. So we've got all kinds of things in here. I do have, oh yeah, look at this lovely mess here. So squirrels get in through these gaps up here, and they've decided that this is a great place to store and eat their nuts. We have black walnut trees, a whole bunch of them, and the squirrels really like to take the walnuts and put them in here in my seed house, greenhouse room, conservatory yet to be. So I do have some fun things that I've picked up along the way that I will be using to decorate in here once it is actually done. So this shelf, it's a little upside down right now, but it's a pretty cool shelf, and I am excited to hang that up and have that up in here on the wall. I've got some praying hands. I have some mirrors that well, the other mirror is still inside the house, but I've got a mirror, and I've got this shelf with the lovely old crackly finish. I thought that was kind of neat. I have a few things in here, but basically the way that I envision this space looking once it is actually done is I'm going to have racks all the way around the room, probably at level with the windows, and then I'll have different shelves. But I'd like to be able to, this room has no power either, so once we get more things handled in our room, which is on the other side of this wall here, one of the things will be to put, outlets along the walls so that I can plug in my grow lights, and then this will be a more functional area. Right now in the spring, when I am planting seeds in there, this is kind of like the place they go in between the little mini greenhouse and hardening off. So they come in here, and it gets warmer in here, but it's not, they're a little bit more exposed to the elements, but not enough to consider it hardening off. So I just kind of do a 3-step. I start in the little greenhouse or on shelves in my laundry room with grow lights, and then I transition them into this room, and then I harden them off outside before I plant them out. So I got a green stalk, not sponsored at all, but I got a green stalk, so I'm excited to use that this year. If you don't know what a green stalk is, it is a series of trays that kind of stack on top of each other. They're conical in shape, and it makes it easy to water them. The water kind of goes from the top all the way down through the green stalk, and things can grow in there. You can have a whole garden going in there basically. But I plan on using that for doing some just quick right outside on the deck things for making salad. So that's my intention with the green stalk. Oh, this area over here by the door, by the screen door, is going to, hopefully, I'm not quite sure, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to put a sink in there. That way, when I walk in from the garden, I can wash my hands, I can rinse off herbs and flowers and vegetables, whatever I need to take care of. And I also have access to water for watering the plants out here. I want to be able to hook a hose up to that sink and water my plants in here, which will mean I don't even know if it's possible, but I'm hoping that we could put a drain in here that will just drain out into our drain field. We are on septic here because we have 26 acres and we're kind of out in the country. So anyway, that is this horrible mess right now. But it will be eventually something magnificent, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I am going to take this beast inside, get her all cleaned up. Like I said, it's been sitting out here since I got my plants big enough where they didn't need to be in the greenhouse anymore. And I am going to get it all cleaned up, get it ready to go, and I'm going to get my onions, my Lysianthus, Scarbera daisies, and chives started because they take a long time to grow. Oh, as you can see, I don't know if you have noticed, but excuse my dirty windows. Like I said, this is a work in progress here, but it is snowing. It has been coming down for 2 days now. We are having a lot of snow right now, and I am starting seeds. Yay! Oh, in case you're wondering, this stuff right here, this is a bramble that I pulled, and I can't remember. It's like a combination. It's like a couple of different things that are intertwined. One of them is riverbank grape, and then there's something else too, but I don't remember what. Yeah, I can't think of it right now. Anyway, I am going to soak them in the bathtub, and I am going to make them into a wreath. I thought it would be kind of cool to have a big natural vining wreath to hang on the outside of the garage, and in between the garage doors up above. So it's got really cool tendrils, very curly tendrils, and yeah, I thought it would look kind of nice. So I'm going to soak it, and then I will make it into a wreath, and maybe I'll take you along for that. So yeah, in a nutshell, this is my disgustingly nasty room right now that will be something amazing. These are my mini greenhouses. There are, I think, 4 shelves in each of them, and there's grow lights and heat mats on each shelf. So I can move those around as I need to, depending on what I'm growing and its heat requirements and light requirements. I like to get my hot weather crops going in here. So my tomatoes and peppers and other things that really love being warm and staying warm during the growing season. You will see that these little greenhouses are kind of a mess right now. There's all kinds of stuff on the shelves in here, and they've basically been used for storage after they were used for seed starting. So now it's just time to kind of get everything out of the shelves, off the shelves, out of the way, and get things cleaned up and ready to go before I can start seeds again in here. I do have a lot of plastic seed starting trays, the ones with the cells. They are not my favorite, to be honest. I really do like soil blocking better, but as I am just getting started with soil blocking, I don't have a lot of the materials required to be able to do that effectively. So I am still using some of the cells and then doing some soil blocking for some other things. I have one outlet in this entire downstairs area where I have the mini greenhouses. So trying to get everything plugged in, all the grow lights, all the heat mats, everything that I need to be able to start seeds effectively is a bit of a challenge. But with power strips and extension cords, I try and make it work. So now it's just a matter of getting things sorted, figuring out what gets plugged in where, and then going from there. You'll see our little cat Pocket there in the background. She is intently looking out the window, trying to figure out how she can get out there and get to the dark-eyed juncos. But, you know, if I were to go over there and open the door for her, she would just stand there and not go outside. It's too cold for her. And then sometimes you figure out that somebody must have taken one of your power strips when you're trying to plug in your heat mats and your grow lights, and you just don't have enough cords, which is what happened today. Now I'm going to grab all of the seeds, the seed packets that are in this miscellaneous bin, and take them upstairs so that I can sort through them and figure out where they need to go into their own individual little cases. I use a similar system to a lot of other people when it comes to storing seeds. I use these plastic picture cases, and inside of them there are smaller cases that are meant for holding, I think, 4x6 pictures, but they are just the perfect size for holding seeds. So that is the system that I use. So what I'm going to do is go through this disaster, put everything into categories and get them put back into their boxes, and then that'll give me an idea of what I'm going to need to order for this year, and kind of give me a clue as to, you know, how many plants I can get started. So far, I'm finding a bunch of empty packages in here. So I think I might have, and I don't remember because it was so long ago and so much has happened since then. I think I might have just put the empty packages in here so that I knew what I planted, but I didn't like write anything down as to where I planted it or anything. I just put the empty packages back in the box here. So I have a lot of empty packages that I have to go through, and then I'll be able to get my actual seeds sorted into the seed boxes. There's one seed in here. Oh, yeah. Nope, one seed that's broken. Oh boy. Onions, yay. In going through this process, I realized that I actually did plant quite a bit of things last year. The only problem is that most of them didn't grow. So I have a lot of empty packages, and now I just have to reevaluate what I'm going to do for this year. Okay, I got that mess sorted out, so now it's just a matter of getting them put into the seed boxes. As you can see, I have quite a few seeds left over from last year. Whether they're all gonna germinate or not remains to be seen, but I am going to do my darndest, and I am going to try to get these to grow. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll definitely keep you posted. I am coming up soon on my beginning to plant season, so I generally start to plant some of the longer growing things around the very end of January, very beginning of February. So that is coming up soon. So I will show you what I do for that. But right now, I'm going to get these into the boxes and see where I stand and what I need to order. So I got almost everything done as far as like sorting the seeds go. I don't know if you can see those right there. Those are my two piles that I have left. And basically, what I need to do with those is to sort by annuals and perennials, and then I can get those put into their appropriate boxes. So my most important tools when I'm planning the garden is a pencil and graph paper. My printer actually prints out graph paper, and this is the 1/8 inch size. So very handy to have. So these were my best laid plans for 2023. I started with, I think, 21 beds that were 12 feet long and 4 feet wide. And I, had those already in place. We had these down here in place also. These were like 18 feet long and 4 feet wide. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 sections of 2 of those beds there. Then we had planned to expand and put some high tunnels in over there, but that didn't actually happen during 2023. And then I was going to add in more beds over on the other side. Again, that didn't happen. So I attempted to do a lot of the things that I had written down in here, but they just were not successful. So I am going to use my seeds that I currently have because I do have so many of them. I bought a lot of seeds last year and just didn't get to use them. So I'm going to be using a lot of those, and I will just plant extra with the knowledge that a lot of them will not grow because they're older. They were dated for last year, but I have planted older seeds in the past and had great germination. So it just depends. You never know, and I'm just thankful that I actually get to do a garden this year and get to actually work on it. And it's one of those interesting things. It's like you don't ever want to have to go through something like that where you want to do something and you're just not able to. But when you get through it, you end up appreciating what it is you were able to do a lot more. So I am very thankful that I get to do a garden this year, and I am going to devote a lot of time and energy towards it because I really missed being able to do that this last growing season. So the only thing that is still here from before is the rhubarb patch, and then I have asparagus. So those are the only two. Those are perennials and they're still there. This whole area here and this whole area here also, we put our pig Charmin there so that she could kind of root around and get whatever excess stuff was still there, kind of just, I don't know, hopefully dig up some of the bugs that were in the soil and eat those and just kind of give us a new start or a new place to start. So I'm kind of hoping to do that all the way through all of those areas and have her just move her around so that she can take care of those as well and just kind of start from scratch. So I'm going to use this as a basic template, but I am going to be using actual raised beds in place of the beds that I had previously made. So I'm going to get some galvanized containers and some weed cloth, and I will probably put either wood chips or pea gravel on top of the weed cloth just because weed cloth is really ugly. I'm not a big fan of ugly, so that's what I'm hoping to do. But I'm gonna have to start slow because those galvanized beds are not super cheap by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm going to get a couple at a time and just kind of work through the next couple of years building up a stockpile of those. Thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate every view, every like, every subscribe, every comment, and every share. I hope today was helpful for you in some way, whether it be ideas for seed storing or garden planning. Maybe you just were entertained by the horrific greenhouse room and the situation that I am going to have to deal with very shortly, getting it cleaned up and ready to put little plants in. Whatever it is, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye-bye.